Attention Ball So Hard University alum, Ravens training camp kicks off July 27th. You can get the complete camp schedule and read more about the Purple and Black with Joe Bladania's Ravens Report at PressBoxOnline.com. And time now for the Photo of the Week, brought to you by Yuengling Lager, a true American classic. Taste the quality that 180 years of family-owned and operated tradition brews into every single bottle. And Sabina Moran took this picture of Frederick Keys pitcher Dylan Bundy, the Orioles' top minor league prospect. In fact, the top prospect in the game, says Baseball America. That was during a game he pitched last month. The promising right-hander is the focus of the cover story in our July issue, hitting newsstands this week. And joining with me now is the writer and the man who penned this article, Dave Lomonico, very fine young writer. And Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, Stan. I appreciate it.
What did you find out when you profiled? You did a really great profile on Matt Wieters before last season started, and we got to know a lot about him. What did you find out about Dylan Bundy that you might not have known before you endeavored to write this article?
Pretty much maybe that, obviously everybody talks about the work ethic. I mean, that's been detailed ad nauseum about, taking the wheelbarrows around and his plantation farm area that he lived in Sperry, Oklahoma. But I guess some of the things that I guess stood out about me, or stood out about Dylan, were maybe some of the things that went on when he interacted with his teammates in the baseball academies. And one that I had spoken to was actually the guy who was drafted 3 picks behind Dylan in the draft, Archie Bradley, who's now with the Diamondbacks. And Archie was telling me a story how, when they were training together at the Dallas Baseball Academy in Texas, I guess that was a year or two before the draft, they lived together. And Dylan did obviously they were there to work, but a few crazy things went on there, and I'll let the readers see that when they see it.
All right. Now, you talk to a lot of people. You talk to friends. You talk to people like Jim Palmer, Rick Peterson for this article. What is their assessment of where he is right now and what the time frame might be that he could arrive in Baltimore?
Well, pretty much they all say that he has 4+ pitches, really refined mechanics-wise. Mr. Peterson was sort of, saying that, his development is pretty much there. It's just a matter of the mental makeup. And that's what they're sort of looking to get refined, and they're looking for him to sort of master the mental part of the game. And once that gets there, then, stuff-wise, he's at the level where he could contribute at the major leagues pretty soon.
What was Jim Palmer's assessment of Dylan Bundy?
Well,
he's pretty high on Bundy.
Yeah, definitely. He has not. He pretty much told me he hadn't seen him pitch as much as some of the other guys, but was from what he did see, obviously very impressed with the kid's demeanor and poise on the mound, and probably thinks that by the end of this year or early next year that he'll be ready. So
tell me a little bit about what you see as the time frame this year. I mean, he just, when we assigned you this story about a month ago, a little over a month ago, he had just gone from Delmarva to Frederick.
Right.
Do you look for him, say, in another 2 or 3 weeks to go up to Bowie, or do you think that he really has to master Frederick the way he had Delmarva?
I think that he has to master Frederick. I think that we've seen, although he's pitched well in most of his starts in Frederick, I think that, it hasn't been as dominant as he was in Delmarva, and there's still some, obviously, the changeup. I know that they said during the Futures game, he said the changeup is developed well. That remains to be seen. I think he's still got to, obviously, to work on a few things mechanically, and throwing certain pitches in certain counts, and in order to move up.
Now, I know when we talked during the process while you were writing the article about Dylan Bundy, you said that his entire focus is baseball. He lives and breathes baseball. Did you find him to be a smart guy, not so bright, or, how did you find him?
Yeah, well, he's obviously very intelligent about baseball. I mean, that's sort of more what the focus is, a high baseball IQ. We really didn't delve too much into I don't think that you can really understand a person.
You didn't ask him about
Yeah.
Albert Einstein's theory of relativity.
I wasn't sitting there talking about Shakespeare or anything like that. So we mainly stuck to baseball. So.
All right, I appreciate your coming in. The article is a good one. It's the progress in the work is the name, kind of a play on work in progress. You never got to ask him though why he wears a single digit, did you?
Didn't ask him that. I did ask him what his favorite movie was though.
And what was that?
For Love of the Game, which was a chick flick, which I didn't get. I was like, dude, of all the baseball movies you could pick.
All right, Dave Lomonico, we appreciate your coming in. We'll hear from some local bird fans and wrap things up in just a minute, so don't go away. Go to PressBoxOnline.com and register a youth team in your community for a chance to be highlighted as the PressBox Youth Team of the Month. Sponsored by Sports Authority. Go to PressBoxOnline.com for all the details.